Friday, July the 8th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here along with you. And the weather on the One's Forecast Center. There's a look during the 5 o'clock hour this morning from Carowinds over at the Carolina Harbor Water Park. Of course, quiet this time of day. Temperature there near Carowinds at 75. And we'll also take a look along the Outer Banks. That's the Avalon Pier web camera there at Kill Devil Hills. Temperature 77 there in that part of the state of North Carolina. All right, let's take a look at temperatures yesterday. Boy, it was another hot one. 96 in Birmingham, 98 in Jackson, Macon 97. Another 100-degree day down in Columbia, South Carolina. 95 in Wilmington, Fayetteville 96, 93 in Raleigh, and within a couple of degrees of 90 for a lot of the Triad area, a little cooler in the foothills due to the earlier arrival of more significant cloud cover. Charlotte viewing area certainly much hotter in the eastern half of the viewing area, 98 in Wadesboro compared to 88 in Gastonia. Again, same deal. Clouds moving in earlier, holding temperatures down a bit in the western part of the area. There were those clouds yesterday I mentioned. They kind of rolled in from the west and had some big thunderstorms in portions of the region. There's a look at temperatures this morning. I'll show you yesterday's storms in just a moment. 5 o'clock hour temperatures this morning, 83 degrees in Charleston, 79 in Columbia. Our dew points are still up there. It is a very soupy air mass generally still in place across the region. Now, we did wind up with the scattered thunderstorms yesterday as that disturbance rolled on through the region. Definitely the most intense storms were down across South Carolina and eastern sections of North Carolina. Had a pretty vicious line of storms. In fact, if I pop the lightning data on there, you notice just a ton of lightning with those storms there as we went through yesterday, too. And look at all the damage reports, just a ton of them. A lot of wind damage reports through South Carolina, eastern North Carolina, and then following that complex of storms earlier up through Kentucky and Tennessee. Let's talk about today. Heat advisory still up into eastern South Carolina and parts of southeastern North Carolina, and that's for the possibility of heat index values this afternoon getting over 105. You notice around the I-85 corridor, we could see the heat index certainly popping over 100 this afternoon, and then you notice some cooling associated with big thunderstorms beginning to develop across the region. This morning it is pretty quiet across a lot of the region. A few showers in the western half of the Charlotte metro up into eastern Kentucky and Tennessee, but here's what I'm watching for later today. This complex of storms and the disturbance associated with it in Missouri and Illinois. As that traverses eastward and kind of propagates in our direction, there you go, these areas of some showers and thunderstorms around as we go through this afternoon and this evening. This is the high-resolution modeling. Take the exact placement and timing of these storms with a grain of salt. The idea, though, is that later this afternoon and into this evening, certainly could have some strong to severe storms. Broad, slight risk all the way from the eastern Great Lakes to Nashville in the Missouri Boot Hill region. Basically, what I think you're looking at is a chance of some storms that could be severe today. And the exact placement of the slight and the marginal risk, I don't think that's overly significant. But the bottom line is some of the storms today could certainly produce some damaging wind gusts across the region. 90s for highs, much of North Carolina, triple digits down in South Carolina, even Charleston at 101 today. I'll go 94 in the Triad today, 73 rather, for your low tonight. Now, tomorrow maybe one or two isolated late-day storms. I think most of us are going to be dry and everybody hot for Saturday. There's your Saturday high temperatures. As we get into Sunday, again, most of us are going to be rain-free in North Carolina, and your Sunday high is still pretty hot across the region. Tropical update time. Still very quiet across the Atlantic Basin. Gulf of Mexico quiet through the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. Again, not a whole lot happening. No tropical concerns there. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe in the storms as they propagate through the region this afternoon. Stay cool, and God bless.